Okay.
Go ahead.
Are we good? Okay, let's start the meeting today. It's 7:30 exactly. So I think we are all here to kind of learn and come together, right? As the theme for today is creating connection, building a bridge to be together. And we are all here tonight to kind of make friends and maintain a friendship and learn how to actually communicate. So I'm doing another speech. So sorry for hogging up all the time, but I want to do as much as possible so that we could kind of get through those goals that I presented last time. So this is what I'm trying to do. So okay,
Bernard is here.
let's give it to Manju as the Toastmaster today. Hi,
Hey, Bernard.
Hello.
Hello.
Carmen, hello. So good to see you guys. I think this is the first time I see you guys at our meeting. So thank you for joining us. This is great. The more support we have, the more excited we get. So thank you. So Manju, please.
So good evening, Toastmasters and mentors.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. So glad to see you on Wednesday to create a connection together. So as I was thinking, connection means different. And until recently, we just didn't know connection means it could be a social media connection, it could be a USB connection. I don't remember I'm using the word connection for friendship or relationship when I was in college or early days of my career. But the word is evolving. And definitely we have more words to describe today as we did it through the chat. It can be friendship, relationship, chemistry. It is a privilege. Yes, you need to have a privilege to get connected. And somebody said it is also about building stories, yes, experiences. Somebody said vulnerability. I'm yet to know what is that. I'm curious. So whatever it is all about coming together and having that connection and exchanging ideas, information, or maybe just an experience. So that goes deep into our memory. That is the best part. The connection is actually made in our neuron cells. So with that message, I would like to introduce the role players today. We have few silent role players, which are without whom we cannot get connected in our meeting. So we have the most important person, the time manager here, already started in action. Toastmaster Bernard Lee, may I request you to explain the timer role?
No, Karuna is the timer.
Karuna.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I see in the background there. I'm sorry about that, Bernard.
I think he's just trying.
So Bernard, would you like to, we welcome you to so Bernard, we welcome you to the Founders Toastmasters meeting. So our friend Karuna is the timer of the day. Karuna, can you explain the role?
Okay, so I'm going to keep the time when each one of you are going to speak, and I'm just checking. So the first card would be yellow card. So if I put an yellow background like this is how I'm going to look. And the next would be green. And then final is red. Is that correct?
It's yellow. Green, yellow, red.
Green, yellow, red. Okay.
Like the traffic light.
Okay, so the first is green. So that means you're at 1 minute of if you're talking about what do you call it? The table topics. So the first minute, once you finish first minute, I'll be putting on the green, and at 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be putting on the yellow, and then at 2 minutes, I'm going to put the red, and after that, I'll start making noise. Ting, 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 ting.
That's right. 2 minutes 30 seconds.
2 minutes, 30 seconds, I start making the noise, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so 1 minute green, 1.5, 130 is yellow, and red is 2 minutes, and 2:30 you got to stop. And for Eddie, who's going to make the long speech, what is the time that I need to do?
It's a 5 to 7 minute speech.
5 to, when do I give him the first yellow card?
5, 6, and 7.
5, 6, and 7. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay. Anything else from me? It's clear?
Thank you, Karuna. That was good. Yeah. So we will have a prepared speaker who is Eddie, and then we will have an evaluator for Eddie. Then we will have a table topics where everybody is free to attend the table topics, and all of us together will attempt the table topics evaluation. So that is the plan of the day. Are we ready to start?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Manju,
yes,
may I
go
jump
ahead.
in? Now,
Yes.
for the benefit, because there are a lot of new members here, and I'm really, really glad, especially Carmen and Bernard. By the way, I know Bernard for like thousands of years. So it's really good to see him. So we will catch up one day. So for the benefit, this is because we do not have enough people. As you can see, there are 8 people. In a full meeting, there are quite a number of roles to be taken. So first, the most important actually is Toastmaster of the Day, followed usually by the president's speech, and then introducing the role holders. So one is timer, the other one is R counter. R counter is a person who collects or listens to the so that we want to improve the way we speak with less pause fillers. I just did one. Right. Then usually we move on. There are also roles like language evaluator. Language evaluator is the person who listens to the use of the language, how you can improve your language. And this person usually gives the word of the day that is similar to the theme of the day. Followed by the general evaluator, who gives you general feedback to the club or evaluate those people who are not evaluated. All right, so that's usually a rundown. And after that, usually we start with a prepared speech section. And then after that, table topics. Usually we take a break. After that, the evaluation segment will start. From prepared speech to R counter, to timer's report, to table topics evaluation, to language evaluation, to general evaluation, followed by the closing speech by the president. So that's the rundown. We'll do a little bit different because it's a close-knit meeting. I really like that. Let's kick off with the next segment, TMD.
Thank you, Cohen. Definitely, this little pieces of information keeps us connected, and it's important. So coming up next is our prepared speaking session. We have a speaker who has prepared on his Pathways project. His Pathways project he has chosen is Level 1 Pathways, and he will be doing the project researching and presenting. The idea of the project is about selecting a topic that he is not familiar with or he wishes to learn more about. And he presents a clear, concise presentation of his research for 5 to 7 minutes. So yesterday, when we were bringing up the meeting together, I just heard this person, yeah, I have already researched onto something. That is, even before planning for the meeting, he has something that is already researched. So this is none other than our President, Eddie. So please welcome President Eddie.
Thank you.
I would like to jump in again. Okay, on the flow of the meeting, when the TME introduces the speaker, he or she usually also introduce the evaluator. Why? Because the evaluator is supposed to tell everyone what are the objectives of the speech. So I will jump in and continue. Thank you, TMD, for introducing me. I am the evaluator for Eddie. He is doing level 1, project 3, on the pathways presenting influence, right? Is that correct?
Researching and presenting.
Researching and presenting.
Yes.
Now, the purpose of his statement of this speech is for the member to learn or review research techniques, as you see here, basic techniques, and present a well-organized and well-researched speech. This is the objective of which the evaluator must evaluate. We cannot just evaluate him like a contest speech where you can throw in anything. All right? And that's for me. Thank you.
Yes, over to you, Eddie.
Okay. So thank you. So thank you for everybody showing up. I'm gonna tell you a little bit something about truth that people don't want others to know. So this is a topic that I done from reading multiple books. So Freakonomics is one book that I read to do this research. The other book is Everybody Lies. So I'm gonna start with a question to you all. Have you ever lied? Right? Okay, don't answer that. I'm not gonna make you guys answer that. But okay, have you ever tell a little white lie? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, have you ever lied on a survey where nobody hold you accountable for? Right? We all kind of do that just to get rid of the surveyor, right? So, okay, do you use Google? Right? Most of us use Google almost every day. So now we're focusing on the topic that I actually done research on. We're looking at data, right? Data don't lie. Truth always comes out when you look at data, right? For me, I work with data all day long in my day job, right? So data don't lie. So we're gonna answer 3 questions today. It might affect you guys or it might not. So how do you get more dates on an online dating site, right? That's one topic, right? We're all married. Some of us are married. Some of us might want more dates. I don't know. Why do drug dealers still live at home with their mom, right? That's another question we can answer. And how do you win in Hong Kong Jockey Club at the horse race? How do you win money at the horse race? So I'm going to go through some data points where you guys could kind of pick up these hints. So let's start with dating sites, right? So dating, as we all know, I'm married, so dating is very hard, right? As we all know, but data scientists might give us a better chance of getting more dates when you have an online profile. So the numbers are stacked for men, right? For men, it is quite difficult. For men, 57% of the men that actually send out a message to other counterpart, a woman, only 57% do not respond. They send out a response and 57% of them don't respond. For a woman, you send a message to a man, only 27%, 27% of the message will be respond. So, okay, sorry, might be the reverse. So men have 27% and women have 57% of the response rate. So, okay, for men, they claim to make more money on their online profile to get more dates. They are taller than real life and they look better than average, right? So most of these men lie on their profile to get more dates. But based on statistics, it does work. So for a man, the job that they hold matters also. So they are, the jobs that gets them the most date is lawyer, finance executive, and firefighters, or a policeman. Maybe not in this side of the world, but maybe depending on different people and different culture. This is a US study, by the way. For women, looks, hair color, and weight are one of the most important factors to get you the most date. These are, sorry to say, this is not my data, but this is an online data scientist study. So don't kill me on this. It's not me. But income is important also. But the income, if you make more money than a man, you tend to get less response. So these are the statistics that we are getting to get more dates. 70% of the profile, online profiles say they're better looking, they're good looking, or they're above average looking. 30% of the people say they're below average. So meaning 70% of online profile are good looking people. Maybe, maybe not, right? But okay, some men are very honest, right? They tell on the profile that they are married, but they don't post their picture on the profile. So 9%, only 9% of the men post a profile on and say that they are married. So basically, for men, 97%, for all individuals that go online, right? If you don't post a picture, you will not get a date, right? All you have to do is just post a picture. So race is another important, race and nationality. So a lot of people think that they're open-minded, they're gonna date outside of race, but 97% of the individual that message people only message within their race. So these are the statistics that I gather from the books. So I'm not gonna go through a lot. Drug dealers, right? Drug dealers, we all think drug dealers are, glamorous, they make a lot of money, right? But in real life, that doesn't happen. A lot of them still live at home. For them, most of the time, they only make $3.25 per hour. Only the top 1% of the gang leader will make $100,000 to $500,000. So these individuals make a lot of good money, but majority of drug dealers and gangs, they don't make any money, right? So one more thing to kind of leave you guys, how to win horse race, right? So the left ventricle of a horse race, of a horse that's racing in Hong Kong Jockey Club or any race, is the most important factor. So there's one horse that is called American Pharaoh, and it was on sale in an auction. And this horse has 1 in a million size of the left ventricle in the heart of the horse. And because of this factor, he won the Triple Crown within 18 months of being so. So a Harvard scientist has basically figured out a way to win that horse race, to predict the left ventricle of a horse. So I'll leave you one last thing. Greatness is built on secret by Peter Thiel. So these are the secrets of people that people don't want others to know. So thank you. Toastmaster today, go back to you.
Thank you, Eddie. That was fantastic. You know why I said fantastic? There was so much energy and there was so much shocking and real freak fun facts. The freakonomics. The word itself is so new to me. I really enjoyed your talk. Let's give 1 minute of silence for the evaluator to note his comments. Also, meanwhile, let all of us put in some comments in the chat box and convey to Eddie, what did you feel about this topic? All right.
Karuna, what's the time, please?
Yeah, Karuna, you may note 1 minute. Thank you.
7 minutes, 39 seconds.
The 1 minute of silence is what we can observe now.
Okay, sorry.
Maybe another 45 seconds. That will be good. It's okay. I can manage to.
Good. I'll give it to you. Yeah, I think 1 minute is up. My timer for some reason crashed.
Thank you, Karuna. Thank you. So moving ahead, what do we have in store? So we have a break. So before that, we move on to the break time. Shall we take, is there any guest in this room?
I think let's not take the break because it's just 21 minutes. Just move on.
Okay. So are there any guests or anybody attending the meeting for the first time?
No, we are all members.
All right. So moving ahead, we have the most interesting part of the Toastmasters meeting, the table topics. Now, as we said before, table topic is a 1 to 2 minute speech. The table topic master will give out the topics and call out for speakers. Speakers can pick up voluntary or table topic master can help choose, and you need to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Now, to give you an idea about the table topics speech is nothing but an impromptu speech. And just like any other speech, the challenge is to have an introduction, an opening, a body, and a conclusion for your impromptu speech. That is the challenge. The words you use will definitely add beauty to your speech. And the most important thing I would say is to enjoy speaking on your topic. Yeah. So with this message and the table topic speech, each individual speech will be evaluated. So each one of us can note the important aspects of every speaker, and evaluator coin will help us understand more about it during the evaluation session. All right. So while one speaker does, remember everyone to note down your observations, what you liked and what he can do to improve. There is a lot of learning in observing a speech. So with that, let's move on to the table topic master. The table topic master, Joy, she told me that she is inspired by our theme of the day, creating connections. So, Joy, what do you want to talk about the theme, creating connections? Over to you, Joy.
Thank you, Manju. I was inspired by AJ and I prepared some quotes. I have to share my screen.
Choi, once the topic is read, stop sharing so that we can look at the speaker, okay?
Yeah. So the first table topic is a quote from Frederick Nael. He is a story writer, and the quote is, "It takes both sides to build a bridge." Who wants to be the first speaker for this table topics?
I'll go first.
Great.
Right.
I will stop sharing. I think you noted the quote. Cohen,
Yes.
is it correct? Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, over to you.
It takes both sides to build a bridge, and it takes two hands to clap. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and friends, whenever we do something, when we want to create magic, we can't do something alone. Now, I learned this painful lesson many, many years ago when I tried to do my startup. I'm the owner. I try to do marketing. I try to build the product, and I try to do everything. And so after a while, tiredness sets in, and it's very difficult. And as you can guess, I failed miserably. And then I still remember, I think it was the year 2012. I met a remarkable gentleman at a startup event. And this person is called Bernard Lee. At that time, he was, I'm sure some of you might not know, he was the vice president of Foxconn. I did not know that. I just walked up to him and said, I have this idea. What should I do? And this person, Bernard here, inspired me to further write a patent, and I got a US patent after about 3 years. So that was a true story. To build bridges is really to build, in my opinion, relationships. Because things like resources, ideas, and action, all this comes later. And just as we have done here, we built this club from scratch. We did not know each other. I did not know Eddie. I knew Manju before because she was already a Toastmasters. And all of you, Karuna, Choi, Carmen, Nerys. But even through Zoom, we continue to build relationships. And I think that really, for us to have a bridge, both sides need to participate, just like two hands need to clap. And the power of Toastmasters come in by when you attend club meetings and do speeches like this, and you will learn and you will benefit from the value of Toastmasters. Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You're referring to Toastmaster of today.
But, sorry. Table topic master.
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Yeah. Thank you, Cohen. Thank you. I will go to the second.
Share again. You can share again. Yeah. I highly encourage the new members to
Table topic 2. We built too many walls and not enough bridges. Isaac Newton. Anyone wants to be the second speaker?
I think I should try.
Great.
Yay.
Okay. Great. Over to Bernard. You have the quote in mind?
Yes, well, it's my first time, so Toastmasters, we do build too many walls and not enough bridges too often. And being in education recently and knowing Cohen through education, I would like to share something that I've learned recently. And it is the pyramid of learning. It has been said that when you listen to a lecture, and if you read, you retain an average of about 5 to 10% of the content. And if you listen to audio and visual and watch videos, you retain about like 20 to 30% of your content. And if you interact, you go up to about 50 to 75%. And then, if you interact and practice, and best of all, if you teach, if you share what you have with others, you retain what you learn by 90%. So as Cohen has mentioned, if we clap, it takes two hands, and building bridges is about communicating, interacting, and giving. And through interaction and giving, we build bridges. And by not doing so, we build too many walls and not enough bridges. And so through my experience, I encourage everyone to build more bridges and tear down walls most often. Thank you all.
Wow, that was impressive.
For the first time, yay! Bernard's first table topic. Woo!
Table topic number 3. Succeeding in business is all about making connections, by Richard Branson. Great. Nerys is not too intimidated by Bernard, luckily. So over to Nerys. Nerys, can I stop sharing the slide?
Wait. Sorry. Succeeding in business. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I thought we are a founders club, so I have to put some business in there as well. Okay.
Yes.
Over to Nerys.
Aha. Good evening, Toastmasters. This one is, I'm really looking forward to talk about this, because succeeding in business is all about making connections. And this is something that I genuinely agree with. But at the same time, my experience as somebody who loves to make connections a little bit too much has shown me that I can actually spend my entire life drinking coffee, talking, and just meeting new people. But the business, there's not much that comes from it. So from my experience of building connections, from knowing 5 people when I moved to Hong Kong 4.5 years ago, to now probably having a network of many hundreds of people, it doesn't necessarily immediately translate into business success. In order for business to be successful, it's really important to not only make connections, but having a strategy and knowing how you can translate those connections into opportunities that will make your business a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Nerisse. Table topic 4. Vulnerability is the only bridge to build connection, which was also coming up, vulnerability as a word in the introduction by Manju. So this word is coming back. Who is willing to take this quote?
Yay, Carmen.
Great. Okay, Carmen, you have the quote in mind. I can stop sharing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, all right, ladies and gentlemen and Toastmasters, this is my first time, and I actually do really buy into vulnerability. When I first saw this comment from somebody in the chat in the afternoon, I thought that's a really good answer. And the reason is because to build connection, you basically have to expose yourself. You have to reach out. You have to make that connection. And therefore, vulnerability is a main thing. You don't always go into a relationship where you're the strongest player. You don't, well, if you do go into a relationship as being a strongest player, people will not want to maintain that connection with you. So to be vulnerable, to be exposed, is actually how people really get to know you. They can sympathize with you, they can empathize with you, and they can really help to maintain, you know, a healthy, sustainable relationship. And therefore, I really agree that vulnerability is the only bridge that will build connection.
Yes, great. Thank you, Carmen.
Yay,
Also
Carmen's
very
first table
impressive.
topic. Yay.
Yeah. Table topic 5. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Who wants to? Yeah, Eddie.
Can I take it?
Yes, go for it. Over to Eddie.
Okay. Alone, we can only achieve a little, but together we could achieve a lot. You know, just like Founders Toastmaster, right? We all came together and achieved a chartering of a brand new club. You know, Barat and Cohen came to me and said, let's start a club, right? And I told them, I know nothing about Toastmaster. How the hell am I going to be the president of a club when I know nothing about it? They go, don't worry about it. We will help you out. And now we are all sitting here in a club, talking to each other, getting to know each other. And I'm doing my speeches, right? So this is great, right? So being one person, you cannot achieve too much. But being together, we could achieve a lot, right? So we all push each other to communicate, to do more speech, so that we hit those goals that we are tend to achieve, right? We are there to achieve these goals. So I want to encourage everybody to speak, encourage everybody to deliver their speech so that we can move on and learn from speaking public, right? And that's some of the reason why we all joined Toastmaster. So encourage you all. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie. Really also great that you're using this topic to actually build bridges within our own group. Very impressive. Yeah, over to the table topic 6, and that is actually the theme of today, creating connections, building bridges together. Ooh.
Karina, I can be the timer if you take up the table topics.
Okay.
Okay, over to Karuna.
Creating connections, we can build bridges together. That's the topic for today. Connections come in many formats. Connections come through business contacts. Connections come through personal relationships. Sometimes connections at work might merge with connections at family. So, you could have connections which could go either way. And but the basic point is that for anybody to do something in life, we need to be connected. As an individual, we cannot exist. Me as a person does not exist. Karuna as a person does not exist. Karuna exists is only as a parent to 2 kids, as a spouse to a person, as an employer to some people, as a service provider to a customer. Karuna exists as friends to all of you. So my core existence happens because of these connections that I have built around. And without these connections, I don't exist. And this is the importance of having connections and understanding the importance of connections. So I just want to stress on that. For us, each one of us to exist, we need to have connections and we need to nurture these connections. And that's how we have a greater, fulfilling life. Thanks. Back to you, Choi.
Thank you, Karuna. Yeah, and with this, we came to the end of our table topics. Over to Toastmaster of the Day, Manju.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Choi. Let's give a big round of applause to Choi and all the speakers.
Can we have the timers report, please, for the 6 speakers?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm unmuted. So Cohen gave started with a introduction about evaluation. That was 48 seconds, and then Eddie gave us time.
No. Just I just needed the time for each speaker for table topics. So we
okay.
don't. The timers report was at the end.
Okay.
I'll explain why.
Okay. Table topics. Cohen was 2 minutes 25 seconds. Bernard was 1 minute 37. Nariz was 1 minute 15. Carmen was 1:05. Eddie was 1:29. And Manju, my time.
1 minute 15 seconds.
What was my time again? 2 minutes what?
2 minutes 25 seconds.
35 or 25?
25.
35.
25.
25. Okay, got it. Sorry. Thank you. Yes, sorry, back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Karuna. Thank you, Cohen. So after the table topics, I felt like a train of connections. It was indeed, and rather than telling, I learned from your speeches, your talks. That's the best part of the interactive learning. And definitely, I really learned this pyramid of learning. We are actually communicating, interacting, and even putting in practice those principles. So this is definitely a pyramid of learning, Bernard. I like that term. Now, coming up to our next session is evaluation.
Yes, we can do the floor evaluation for table topics right now.
So would
Because
you like to give the evaluation of Eddie?
No, because otherwise everyone will forget what everyone said.
All right, that's good. So to
floor evaluation
facilitate,
is done immediately. Yeah.
so facilitation of table
I'll do
topic
it.
evaluation, I'll hand it over to Coin. Please welcome.
Thank you everyone for really jumping in to give your speeches. I still remember my first speech at a Toastmasters meeting 16 years ago. Wow, 16 years ago. I was trembling for 30 seconds. I could not speak at all. And I started speaking only because of the people. It was a physical meeting on the floor, encouraging me, giving me ideas. You can start with this, you can start with that. Then I started to speak. I was just sweating and sweating and sweating. All of you did way, way, way better than I did 16 years ago, which was the reason why I joined Toastmasters. And yes, I've been a Toastmasters for 16 years. Now, normally in a meeting, we will have a table topics evaluator, a person who will listen to all the speakers and give specific feedback to each of us. Now, because we don't have that role today, we will do something called a floor evaluation, meaning anyone give some feedback to that person. Because of time constraints, Karuna, we will have 1 to 2 minutes for giving evaluation for each person. Shall we do that? And there's no, once it's red light, we stop and move on to the next person. Now, this is done in advanced clubs like competitive speakers. This is what we do all the time because when someone gives an evaluation, it is an opinion of one person. But if you have the floor, and especially if you're advanced speakers like us, we are advanced business people, we give specific feedback on a person on how to improve. All right, so shall we start? And the first speaker is myself. Please, may I have your comments, please? Karuna, the time.
Who gives then comment?
All of us. It's a floor evaluation.
At the same time, or do we take one by one?
Yeah, you just raise your hand.
Selection.
Just say
okay.
Yeah.
Anybody? Yes, Joy.
Yeah, there is some mechanical noise. I noticed when Cohen is speaking. I couldn't really find out why that is, but it seems to be really coming from Cohen. Yeah, it's always very interesting to hear about startups, and even more surprising that another member of this club is involved in the story. Yeah, and for the rest, yeah. And I'll thank you very much, Cohen, for sharing how difficult it was 16 years ago. That gives us, the newest members, a bit of inspiration. Thank you.
Yeah, I also like that you made it interactive. You brought in one of our colleagues in, and you related a personal episode with Bernard, which gave more into the story. I like that, which is what I remember from your talk.
Yes. So who else wants to comment about Coin?
If not, we
Coin's
can
table
move on.
topic.
We can move on.
Yes.
Okay, and the next speaker is Bernard. Anyone wants to give specific feedback for Bernard?
No.
So Manju.
Manju first.
I'll take over. Manju, please.
Thank you, Eddie. So Bernard, though, was a bit hesitant initially. I didn't feel like he's a beginner public speaker. So he had a clear concept in mind, and he gathered the whole idea and brought about a summary. And I really learned that pyramid of learning. And in fact, I'm also someone researching on accelerated learning. Yes, if you're teaching to someone, that is, the learning is multiplied. I really enjoyed listening to you, Bernard. Thank you.
Eddie, please.
Bernard, I love the step-by-step of learning, right? You basically laid it out step-by-step on how to actually drill it into your mind of a particular concept. So I love it. I love how you laid it out, you know, all the step on how to get there, right? Teaching is one of those things that everybody is scared of, right? Because you think you're an imposter. You don't know the topic yet and you're teaching, right? But, you know, for you to learn it, the best way is to teach it. So I love it. I love the idea.
Anybody else? Okay, I'll take this chance to go to be a little, again, a little bit concept of a table topic speech, right? Remember, a table topic speech is a speech. It is a speech. And as you know, you need to have an introduction, the body, and conclusion. And the introduction, usually, you want to grab the attention of your audience with a question, with something. The body could be, for example, a method used by Bernard, step-by-step, methodical, or chronological from the past, the present, and the future. There are many multiple methods which, as you do your projects, you will learn. Now, very important for table topics only, well, not really, for the speech, is the conclusion. The conclusion is something, remember, I think Bernard, or was it Eddie who mentioned, you will not remember most of the things that you go into a lecture. However, at the end, if your professor or teacher summarize some of the points, and then you can remember it better. So remember, a conclusion is the summary of your speech. And later, as I will evaluate Eddie's speech, there should be a call to action, meaning what should we do? What should we do with this thing that you just told us? If it's something emotional, for example, love or something, you can close with, for example, so take action now and go back to your loved ones with the words, I love you. There must be something to do, all right? So these are a little bit of techniques, you know, in public speaking, that's why the best speakers, you will always remember their speech, okay? These are small little techniques that we can use. All right, let's move on to giving evaluation or feedback to the third speaker, which is Nerys. Anyone, please? Yes, Choi.
Yeah, I really liked Nerys' selection of words, very good use of words, I noticed. And a little technical thing again, the video was a bit shaking. I think when you touch the table or something, then it goes shaking, but maybe I'm just drunk without drinking alcohol.
Thank you, Choi.
Yes,
Manju.
May I? I loved Nere's presence of mind. She had a topic and she talked about connection, strategy, and then connections to opportunities. That was coming just as like an instant noodle, you know. So only suggestion I have for Neres is you don't have to be nervous. Just take that graceful time to start your speech. You are there. Yeah, that's the only suggestion I have for you.
I liked Naree's speech was Naree's touched on her own personal problem in business, which made her vulnerable, exposed. So, it gives us more connection. It helps us connect better with Narees.
Yes, thank you. The other word that I concur with Karuna is your speech was genuine. And because you are genuine, you touch us. People want to listen to personal stories. When you go for contests in the future, the winner of the world champion of public speaking is always a personal story, because personal stories touch our hearts, because it is a genuine story. Anybody else?
Nerys, it captivate me, right? Make me want to get to the end to listen to how to actually make those connections to actually business opportunity. So I love it. I love it because you kind of, demonstrate that it could happen. Right? A lot of us try to make that happen and it's very difficult. but you demonstrate that it could happen. It just takes time. So good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, it's red color now. Let's move on to the next speaker. Feedback for Carmen, please. Eddie.
Vulnerability, love it. Yeah, right? You mentioned that and you demonstrate that, vulnerability makes a connection, right? Cohen said it, everybody say it. You bring in your own vulnerability. You basically bring in your own story, and then, you demonstrate to connect with us. So I love it. Good use of that word.
Anyone?
I'll say something. I really like your composure. It's like when you speak, you carry your content and your posture and your voice and your composition makes your content that much more convincing. I like it.
All right. Okay. Yes, to follow up on Bernard's point, you guys pick up the right points, you are very sharp. Carmen, you have something, what I call, and I teach it in Toastmasters training, is something called stage presence. Stage presence. Now, even this is Zoom, the way you hold your body, like, being straight, and then there's something about your voice. I think it's just, so mesmerizing for some reason. Low, deep, and that's why, all those advertisement is always a very low, deep male voice, right? You guys notice that? Because these people are paid to connect, because lower and deeper voice connects the message. So when we get back to physical meeting, I will show you guys what stage presence means. When someone stands on the stage, you just can't keep your eyes away from it. You just follow the guy walking around. Like, for example, like Anthony Robbins, right? He's very, very high energy, right? So he moves around, you don't get tired moving your head like that. There are also other speakers, even technical presentations. But because of the message that they are spreading across, the person is standing in front of a lectern, you are still captivated by that person. One person that I know, and I watch it on YouTube, is Yuval Harari, the writer of the book Homo Sapiens. Thank you. Yes, it's red color. Let's move on to giving feedback for Eddie, please. Manju?
Yes. Eddie, as always, is so energetic. So when Eddie comes, we listen only to Eddie. So that's the part. And I thought, Eddie, you instantly connected it to our Toastmaster meeting, which is easy. And the topic was very much related. So that's the best way, we can tackle a topic. Instantly connect to what happened to us today or what happened to us immediately. So I like that way of attempting this topic. That's it.
Anybody else? Well, if not, I have. A point of improvement, a point to note, Eddie, I think I mentioned it the last speech you made, is your pause filler right? You keep saying right, right. When we speak with friends like this, right? You see, I just did one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Or okay, when you stand in front of a audience, you have a chance to watch even technical presentation by some professors. They are really good, very technical, really without pause fillers. And all the winners, of course, the winners of speeches, of public speaking speeches, is a little bit different because it's all rehearsed. It's all rehearsed. They memorize the whole speech. Even their actions are memorized. But for real presentation speech, like what you do, I still remember you giving your first speech. When you train your people, when you're standing up there, how can you really connect? Because when you say right, you're almost as if you're a little bit educating people. Does it make sense? So there could be, you might lose a little bit of connection with your audience there.
I think I use it as too much of a filler word. Yeah, but you're right. Thank you.
Anybody else? Well,
So I want to say something positive. In addition to the positive energy, I think there is one that Carmen mentioned is vulnerability. You really present yourself out and give yourself on stage, and that attracts compassion together with your energy. I think is awesome.
Great. It's red now, and let's move on to give feedback for Karuna. Manju, can you time? 1 to 2 minutes.
Yes, Aisha.
Eddie.
I like the spiritual aspect of your speech, right? You brought the spiritual into it, right? You do not exist. I want to actually pull that out and say, you exist. You exist. You are all friends. You exist. But I love it. I love the spiritual of it, right? You brought that I don't exist, but you know, you do exist to all of us. So very good use of that word.
In fact, when he said that, the first thing that came into my mind is not just spiritual, it is also philosophical. I think, therefore I am. You know, so Descartes. So it's similar that you are there, right? And you think of all your relationship, and therefore you are because you have the relationship.
Yes. May I add?
Sure, Manju.
I was thinking something happened to my mind when I heard Karuna's speech, because this Sunday I'm hosting an event on spiritual leadership. So I was thinking, oh, wait a minute, am I hearing it? Is it because I'm in some kind of hallucination? But yes, I think it's just part of the flow, you know, what comes to your mind just came over. So I could really connect to what Karuna said. And only suggestion is, after you speak, Karuna, you can conclude the summary so that we remember the essence of it. That's really helpful for you as well as us.
Conclusion. Anybody else? Well, I felt that Karuna, you are like you are really the CEO. Not just spiritual, but very. And again, there's something about your voice. I think, Carmen, you are also the CEO of your own company. Yes. There's this thing about executives. You know, you can capture. And for those who didn't know, Bernard used to speak in front of thousands of people. So you know, so wow, there's something about you guys that I'm learning a lot from you guys. All right, let's red color, and that concludes the floor evaluation. I think we can do this because of you know, a close-knit meeting like this, just a few of us. That is where we bring our connections together, our camaraderie together, and we can give really intimate feedback. In a bigger meeting, we can't because of time constraints, and we have to run the meeting according to the agenda. Okay, back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Cohen. It was a well-knitted floor evaluation. I'm sure everyone got an idea. And what I understood is Toastmasters is a platform where everyone's opinion is valued. And the evaluation is the next stage of progress. So that's what, you know, makes, though our format remains the same, every meeting becomes a different learning. So that is the connection from one meeting to the other. I always link it like that. So now moving ahead, we have one more evaluation, the evaluation of the prepared speaker against his objectives. That is a greater learning towards your pathways. So back to you, Cohen. Again, over to you, Cohen. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and welcome, Eddie. Now, Eddie, I really love your speech because, as we have learned from everyone earlier, that the positive thing about you, your speech, is you. You come with so much energy, and everyone just tends to listen to you. And the big smile on your face is the the face of an alpha male, like someone who is confident, right? We really want to listen to what you say. Now, this topic is really interesting because it so happens that I read Freakonomics many years ago, and I totally understand and in fact remember all these data points and stories that you share with us, right? From the little lie to dates and drug dealers and how to win at horse races. And in fact, when you tell your stories, I could recall them. Now, you have to think about what your main message is. Now, this is very important for every speech, including table topics. If you can do this, everyone here, remember, what do you want your audience to take back at the end of your speech? Do you want to make, even if you make them laugh, even if you make them cry, what do you want them to do? Okay, very important, the main message. All right, so think about what your main message is. Yes, there is, of course, an allusion to that we need to use data, and with data, they don't lie and they will tell us what to do. They give you the information. All right, but you didn't make us make a call for action. You didn't tell us what to do because your conclusion ended with "Greatness is Built on Secret" by Peter Thiel, which I have also read as well. Now, so that's great. The second point I want to give a feedback to is you've done in a couple of speeches as well. Remember, I always say, come in with an attention grabber opening. Don't come in and say like, oh, today I'm going to tell you my project and this is what I'm going to do, A, B, C, D. Yes, that could be good for a lecture. But if you want to give a speech, right, tell a story, right, or ask a question, which is what you did later. You could have just started with that question. Imagine this. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever told a white lie to your spouse? Have you ever done a survey where no one holds you accountable? All right. So, and then you lead on to your speech, the body of your speech. All right. And skip all the peripherals. Just go for the most important point. And with that, you could also meet your time because you were a little bit out of time. That's why I asked for your timing. The third thing is you made a mistake about the 57% and women 27%. So what you could have done is don't apologize. Just move on. Just move on because we would not know the difference. Most audience, because it's in the middle of the speech, no one will remember. All right. And the final point, really, as I said, is the call for action. What do you want us to do? Instead of giving us a quote, tell us that data, and whenever you talk to someone, ask for data before you make a decision. All right. Great speech. Look forward to your next speech. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Coin. That was, in fact, an evaluation with an education, and that's for all of us. So moving ahead, I was just thinking about this. Alone, we can do so little. In 1.5 hours at home, what else can we do? But together, we can do so much. I heard so many words, so many messages, so many insights. So moving ahead, we have something called the game, voting for the best table topic speaker. I hope, Eddie, you might be preparing the poll for that.
I did that already. Okay. Okay. So
all right. So as you prepare that, you can prepare that. You can take your time.
I'm done already.
I'll go ahead with the next item. Yes, take your time.
So typically this is towards the end, but it's okay. We can vote. And remember, Eddie, you got to remember who the winner is, and we need to prepare a ribbon for this person. So normally we will do like some Google Docs, but Zoom has this polling, and you can vote now. One more person? I cannot vote because I'm the host. I know why. Eddie can't vote. I will remove you as host. Hang on. Okay, Eddie, you can vote now. Yes, all 7 are 7. So I end poll and I will share the results right now. Drum roll, please. The best table topic speaker goes to. We have a double winner.
We have a tie.
Yes, we have a tie. So let's, Eddie, if we have ribbons, please remember who won, and we will need to prepare this.
Yes. So congrats.
Congratulations, Nerys and Carmen. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Coin.
Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. So I have already mentioned what Nerys said. So let me state what I learned from Carmen is the word vulnerability. As I said before, I don't know what that means, but definitely moving out of the comfort zone and getting exposed and sympathize and empathize to build the sustain the relationship. That is indeed philosophical too. So moving ahead, we shall confirm the roles for the next meeting, shall we?
Okay, I need to know my time for the evaluation section.
Okay, so
timer.
may I have the
Did you have
timers report all together from beginning
Because
till
the only
now?
report is after the evaluator is the timers report. We don't have other roles.
Yes, please. Yes, Karuna, you can
Tell me.
continue with the timers report.
Because that's the only time
Okay.
given.
So we started the meeting. Cohen gave a introduction about what he's going to do in evaluation. So that was 48 seconds. And then Eddie started his speech about dating and gambling and drug smuggling, which was 7 minutes, 39 seconds. And then the table topic timings I've already given. And then Cohen again did an evaluation of Eddie, which was 3 minutes, 38 seconds.
Ah,
I was
shucks.
waiting to ring the bell, but you didn't.
Shucks. So I went over time. In contest, I would not be eligible to be voted. So when you see the green, the red light, all kinds of speeches have 30 seconds to conclude. And in contest, there would not be a bell. You will not. So you need to practice until once you see, you need to conclude quickly and stop speaking. Okay, so I went over.
Oh, it's 38 seconds, yes.
Okay, so 8 seconds over. All right, thank you for the timers report. Is that all, Toastmaster of the day?
Yes, so that we have finished with the timers report. So may I have the confirmation for the next meeting's roles? Who can become the Toastmaster of the day? Let's get connected.
I strongly suggest if you haven't taken any roles before.
I can support you totally on the agenda, on the
take a
flow,
so
and on the team. So who wish to
can
become
we start
the...
with, can I sort of ask a sign?
Yes, please, go ahead. Yes.
Okay, I'm really glad to see Carmen and Bernard joining. The next meeting is on 14 days later, so it's on the 25th, same time, 7:30. Now we can start with the easy roles. Carmen, would you be able to attend? And if you can attend, can you take up the role called the R counter role? R counter. Okay, R counter means you count the number of so pause fillers. Okay, for everyone. Like I just said an okay.
Is that going to be a Zoom meeting or is that going to be a real life meeting?
We will see.
We have a live meeting. We have a live meeting, but you could do a hybrid. You could log on Zoom.
Oh, okay,
and then you could
that's
still
great. That's great because I usually have a meeting, like another meeting at 9 o'clock after that. So I always have a problem if I have to do it in live.
Oh no, you don't need to do live. You could do Zoom anytime you want.
The location is at Kwun Tong.
Our counter.
Sure. Just note like how many R's you say. Okay, perfect. And Bernard, would you be free 2 weeks later? And if you possible, if you want, you can go to Kuntong where the location is.
Okay, I'm gonna mark on my calendar. That's on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday.
The 25th.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, at 7 p.m.
7:30.
7:30 p.m.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can show up at 7 and then we start at 7:30.
Okay.
The room will usually open at 7:15. So I would like you to take the timer's role. So usually, if you look at the chat, I put the link to download the background, which you just did already. So you already know. So today was Karuna who took over Niket. Niket came, but he maybe his connection was not good. By the way, Niket is in India. So we have a member in India. So yes, something like that. So as for timing, I will. So perhaps I'll catch up with you, Bernard, and then go through the timing. And Manju, you could help this comment with what our counter does. What about the rest of the roles? Nerys, have you been the Toastmaster of the day before? No? Would you like to try?
Sure.
Okay. Now the Toastmaster of the I mean that's the spirit. The Toastmaster of the day is the most important role of the meeting because you control the meeting. So you need to know the sequence very, very well. Okay. So I will do a call with you, maybe say, I don't know, 20 minutes just to go through what you need to look out for. Because if things are not going right or some people are taking too much time, you need to jump in and say something. You need to control the whole flow. Otherwise, we'll go over time. Okay. Choi, what role have you taken other than table topic master?
This is the only role I've taken so far.
Okay. Would you like to make your first speech?
Yeah. Okay.
Great. This one, maybe can I assign Eddie to work with Choi, how to log into the website, how to read and how to download the evaluator's form so that she may pass on to the evaluator. Now, if she doesn't know her evaluator in advance because the VPE assigned the evaluator, she can WhatsApp to Bharat and Bharat can send to the evaluator.
How about I'll be the evaluator then?
Oh, there you
How
go.
about that?
It will be your first evaluation as
Yes,
well.
yes. I'm going to work with her
Good
and
job.
be the evaluator.
Good job. Amazing. Thank you. And for Karuna, would you like to try to be a language evaluator? Okay, what does it do? Basically, you listen the entire meeting for the good use of the language and the areas that we can improve on. Typically, you have 6 to 8 minutes. So there, 6 to 8 minutes. Okay, is that okay, Karuna?
Mute.
You're on mute, Karuna.
Okay, perfect.
Give it a try.
There you go. We have the next meeting taken. Thank you for Manju for doing that. So we solve a lot of issues right now instead of scrambling and asking for people to take roles. Eddie, please work with. Hang on, Karuna. Hang on.
It's not on table topics, right?
No. Language evaluator.
No. Who's going to do the table topics?
Okay, wait. So Eddie, work with Bharat to see if he's feeling better. He still has to find, so we have one speaker, yes. It's best that we have 2 speakers and then 1 more evaluator. And then the missing roles will be the table topic master and the table topic evaluator and the general evaluator. Okay, we need 3 roles. Now see if we can invite someone to give a mini workshop of about 15 to 20 minutes.
I can.
What would you like to, what is the theme for next meeting?
I was thinking we need to have an evaluation workshop.
That's a good idea.
Or a speech crafting workshop, whichever you can suggest. I can arrange a Toastmaster.
Yes, actually. Let's do evaluation, shall we? so that everyone here knows, because if you go to a lot of clubs, a lot of people who are not very experienced, they just give their opinions of what happened. But in a Toastmasters evaluation, you must evaluate according to the objectives of the speech. Okay, so in this case, this Eddie has done his research very well. So has he met the objective? He has. Okay.
So the next theme is create, Hong Kong land of opportunity for entrepreneur. So
Wow.
it's perfect. We got so many people on, such an exciting topic. This is great.
Okay, so would you we will plan for maybe 15 minutes, Manju. You just do like a mini workshop, and we have 5 minutes Q&A. Can we do that? Maybe it will even be better if you can plan for 10 minutes, because in 1.5 hours is really tight.
Yes. So how about we give 5 minutes for a guest speaker who wants to speak about the Hong Kong land of opportunities?
Yes, if we are able to find someone that fits the theme, then we'll do your workshop another time, because we will not have time. Will you be able to find someone?
Eddie?
Huh? Sorry?
I will try along with Eddie and Bharat.
Okay, you can work with Eddie.
Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry, Eddie. We need also the Toastmaster of the day, the most important. No.
This is Nerys.
Nerys is doing that. Okay.
Yeah, table topic we don't have. We don't have
table topic master, table topic evaluator, and the general evaluator. 3 roles. Okay, so you please work with Bharat on that.
Okay.
And with that, can we pass our time to the closing address by Eddie, our president?
Yes, so this was a great meeting. Love seeing everybody here. Love the speeches. Love the energy that we gave today. So, and best of all, we have the next meeting already set up, right? So this is going to be our next goal, is to set up for the next meeting, right? Because without that, we kind of rush, right? So I think the idea is to kind of set up the next meeting similar to this. We're all close enough now. We're all friends. So, I think we could kind of take on different roles to kind of better ourselves, right? Because each role will make us better in speaking and preparing. So thank you. Thank you so much. So with all that, I think we're going to end the meeting today. Thank you so much.
Typically, you say the meeting is adjourned.
Oh, the
Shall we
meeting
take
is
a
adjourned.
picture? Shall we take a picture?
I've already taken a picture.
Okay.
I'll send in the
with some action.
Take another one.
Okay, I'll take another one.
Fine.
Fine. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it. Okay, I'll send to the group chat. Now, this concludes our meeting. We typically stay back for about 10-15 minutes just to chit chat and things like that. I will start. By the way, Bernard is the current president of a Rotary Club in Hong Kong.
Oh,
and Toastmaster and Rotary International, the Toastmaster International and Rotary International has an alliance where members visit each other's club to learn from each other. So Toastmasters is more known for public speaking, and Rotary is known more for service, extending service to people who needs their help. So we could also, I think we can form a very good connection between the two clubs, us to visit their meetings and their members to join, and we could join on both sides as well. Okay, so it is definitely something we can explore and consider. Yes, Eddie.
Bernard, please send us a contact.
Why don't Bernard give a 3-minute spiel on
Yeah.
introducing what Rotary International is?
Okay, Rotary International started actually in the United States, and a few businessmen decided to do a roundtable, so that's called Rotary. So everybody is equal, and then they take meetings like in turn. And the first service project that they did is the public toilet, so the people have somewhere to go. And so that expanded and then went global. And I actually should remember my statistics, but I'm not gonna conjure something up. But in Hong Kong, we are in District 3450, which includes Hong Kong, Macau, Inner Mongolia, and the Greater Bay Area, which has a number of clubs. And we do have clubs everywhere. And my club is called Hong Kong Island East. And it's actually the 4th oldest club in District 3450. It's Hong Kong, Kowloon, Macau, and then there's Island East and Island West. So we have 68 years of heritage.
Oh,
Yes. And I have a lot to carry, and I'm learning. And so every first and third Wednesday, we have our meetings, and sometimes we have speakers. And I'm looking for a couple of good speakers. So if you have great stories to share, like which you think would be refreshing to our members, then please let me know. And of course, I would like to invite some of you as guests to our meetings sometime. And I would send our information to the group. And I welcome all of you to the Rotary Club Hong Kong Island East, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of you soon.
cool. A question. Is it physical meeting or hybrid meetings?
It's a physical meeting.
Ah, shucks. I'm in Singapore. Oh.
Yes. But we've been going to talk separately about Rotary and Toastmasters.
Okay. So Bernard, I will highly encourage you to attend our physical meeting where we always do a hybrid meeting. If you wish, you could learn from how we set up, like all the technical stuff, the cameras, the mics. Karuna and Eddie and Bharat is very, very experienced in this. So that if your club needs to, you could set up a hybrid meeting so that more people can benefit from Rotary International.
Yes, that's
Karuna, is that you have a question?
No, I used to be in Interact Club. Long time.
Oh, yay.
Cool.
Okay, I've got to go. I'm still at work, and just put in my LinkedIn profile. You guys can connect me on that, and so I'll take leave. Cheers, guys. So
Bye-bye.
see you all in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Bernard, if you don't mind, put some info to register for your meeting on the group chat on WhatsApp, so that we could all have a benefit to kind of connect with you and register for the meeting.
Yes. We don't sort of have a registration system per se, but I'm putting up some Facebook pages. Then I can send it to this starting the coming week.
Perfect. So if you put it up on the WhatsApp chat,
Yes,
we all could see it. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to go for some dinner also.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
See you
Been
next
great
week.
seeing everybody,
Bye.
especially you, Cohen.
I'll catch up with you sometime.
Yes, we'll catch up.
I'll WhatsApp call you. Yeah.
Thank you, and see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Carmen, I want to know more about you. I think, did we speak the last time? Or was it Bharat that spoke to you?
It was Bharat.
Right.
I got to know Bharat through LinkedIn, and
LinkedIn?
he invited me to join one of the meetings.
Right.
And the meeting I went to was not really one of these. So I went to a presentation.
Was it the,
It was
which
a
one
big
was that?
presentation in a physical somewhere in Kuntong. It was really
the We Start. You went to We
Yes,
Start.
correct.
That was the pitch night. So
right.
that was so because we are founders, the whole idea of our club is for business people to get together through the Toastmasters platform to, yes, we learn a little bit about public speaking and leadership, but to bring that back to our business to sort of improve our business. Things like, we can train our workers, our employees. How can we make our sales more confident and increase the closing rate, stuff like that. And of course, to network like this, what we're exactly doing that right now, like Naresh is saying, that we could, through our various businesses and expertise, get to know each other. I don't really know, like I know Naresh and maybe Choi. Choi was ex-lawyer, is a lawyer. Sorry, Nerys is branding, and Manju is like more spiritual. Eddie is CR, like what was that?
Compliance officer. Compliance.
Compliance, and also he does a lot of real estate investing. And I am a teacher. So
Teacher too.
but
Teacher too.
I do a lot of coaching in Toastmasters. People like especially competition speeches. I do that. So if you're into competition, the contest season will start soon. Our club has to hold a contest before December, and then you move up to the area, then the division, then the district, then the international. So if you can win the world champion of public speaking, wow, you're really good against 300,000 other people. So we have 300,000+ membership worldwide. So.
Wow, that is very impressive. I have to say, I am more involved in the beginning because of my startup mentoring, and I also do organizational culture. So I work with organizations to achieve the culture that they need in order to achieve the strategy. Because as Peter Drucker says, culture eats strategy for breakfast. So you got to have the right culture in the company in order to ensure that your people are aligned and they are working towards what you want them to do. And then because recently a lot of the companies or people I know have broken off and they are starting their own ventures. So then I started to do a lot more mentoring of startups. And that's probably the reason why or I can't even remember exactly, but I think that's how I met Bharat.
Right.
Yeah, but I have to say, I really want to say this. I was very impressed. I honestly did not think I made such a good speech. So I really appreciate all of your nice compliments. But I have to say, I did think I did such a good speech. It wasn't organized. It didn't really have a call to action.
That's the whole point, is think on your feet.
So, but I have to say, I thought it was a great experience because I learned and I was listening to all the comments that you were giving to the other speakers. And I do think that it's a great learning opportunity.
Right. So in your network, perhaps if you have some, connections with startup community, or for example, accelerators, and, for the founders who when they make their pitch, if they would like to, we would love to have them join as members. We have 21 members right now. Definitely the survival of a club, you need to keep growing the club. Otherwise, there will be natural attrition. And so we would love to increase our members. Get them to join, at least come to meetings like that, like this, or to the physical meeting. See whether, we give this value to them. Now, value is a very subjective thing because it really depends on the meeting. Like we have a really close-knit meeting today, and I think we learn a lot because we can freely interact. In a bigger meeting, depends on the flow. Depends on the flow.
A little less personal, I suppose.
Yes. So I really enjoyed today, right? Eddie, this is one of the best meetings we have, right? Eddie?
Yes, absolutely. Because we're so close and personal, right? We all share our own story in this, right? Before it wasn't so much of a sharing, right? Vulnerability, right? We provided our vulnerability to the group, so we're connected because of vulnerability.
Thank you. All right. Otherwise, do we have anything else to share? It's 9 o'clock.
I want to say that it's very impressive that people who are quite senior say that they can learn so much from this gathering. It's a bit intimidating as well.
Carmen, like I'm sure you rub shoulders with all the C-level suites people, and that's why you carry that with you. That's why I call it stage presence. Now, this can't be trained overnight. Like I have trained tens of people, like hundreds of people. You can teach them on techniques like speech techniques and they can practice perfection, but that stage presence, wow, it takes time.
Thank you. But I do think that it's the most important thing really about giving any speeches or presentation is your confidence in your subject and your confidence in what you're saying. So if you really know what you're saying, you don't even have the right language. I've watched people who speak English as a second language, and they speak broken English, but you're still interested in what they say because they have a real message to get across. I do find that when you haven't, if you only have 30 seconds or like 5 seconds to think about a topic, I think what suffers in this format is the genuine passion for the topic.
Come to more meetings, you will hear like great speakers who can just speak right on the spot.
Yeah, I know, but that's my first off the top of my head, that's my feeling about it, because I was really impressed with what Eddie was saying, because when he started off, I really thought that, wow, Eddie really enjoys his topic. And because he enjoys his topic, I'm enjoying it with him. And I recognize what you were saying, Cohen, about, what exactly is the conclusion? What exactly is the summary? But what I felt was, hey, the guy's having a great time, so I'll just have a great time with him.
See, this is what I would, when I do training, this is what I say, sorry, I use a little man, so, it's like going after a girl, you pull up all your tricks and do everything that you want. Then you
Logging off now.
You didn't ask the question, so or it's the same, you like a guy, but you did not close, right? So that's the same idea. You must close it.
I want to confess, I ran out of time.
Yeah, you did.
I ran
exactly.
out of time completely. I had to shorten my last 2 to 1 to 2 sentences.
But it's funny. You have that more often, actually. You had that last time as well with your previous speech as well.
Yeah,
you have to practice, Eddie. You have to practice.
Yes. So, yeah, I need a little bit more of I guess, presence to kind of deliver the speech on time. I don't have enough of that. So yes, Carmen, we would love to have you speak at one of these nights if you show up. If you want, you could even speak at the next one. It's kind of
very happy that we already have a speaker. So
well, we need 2. We need 2. But no,
okay.
Realistically.
How about this? We plan for this. Carmen, maybe we have 2 meetings a month. We plan for the first meeting of September. That gives you about a month to talk about organization leadership or something. Is that something you would like to talk about for 15 minutes?
Oh, okay. You mean it's any topic? Because I was actually going to ask Eddie afterwards, because it seems that he picked a topic out of something. So I thought there was a program or
there is a program. There is a program.
Okay.
What Eddie is saying is we now invite you as a workshop speaker.
Right?
I see. Workshop, which is separate from the project. So plus you're a member, so there's more credibility as well. But so usually, so next week we do training by Manju about how to give evaluation. But the following, which is the first week of the first meeting of September, then you can probably share with us what organization is, because we are a membership of founders, of leaders, of business people. So I'm sure we would love to learn something from you. Typically about 15 minutes and then maybe 5 minutes Q&A, because time is short in a 1.5 hours meeting.
All right. Well, let me come back to you. Check my schedule, and let me get back to. Is it Eddie or is it Cohen or is it
any one of us?
You can contact any
I'll
one
just
of
go
us.
back to the group then.
Yeah, any one of us.
Okay. Great.
This is on whatever you like to actually talk about, right? Things that you are very, very familiar with. So, and you feel comfortable to express it and even advertise it, right?
Yeah, your daily work sounds very interesting.
Yeah,
I want to know more about it.
Yeah, there you go. There's already interest. Same for Choi and Nerys. We would love to do more, because each of us is not just some guy or girl who is just presenting a speech that follows the Toastmaster project. Of course we do that. But we would love to learn more about you, about the skills and expertise that you have. We would love to learn more about you.
Can I? Yeah, sure. It will
Would you
come.
like to
But
join?
no, I want to ask you a question first.
Okay.
Because 16 years of Toastmasters, what is your goal? What else do you want to learn? You want to become the world champion, master of the universe, Toastmaster? Toastmaster of the
question.
universe, actually.
Good question. So what happened was, Toastmasters has really benefited my life. You know, in the past, even though I'm almost 50 now. 16 years ago, I was like 30 something, you know, no girlfriend, no job, nothing, you know, and I don't even dare to look at ladies in their eyes. I was that shy. And the Toastmasters has really changed my life, at least for the confidence part, like Carmen said, to be able to walk up to someone and talk to people about things, you know, random things.
Yeah, I noticed that you're very dominant now.
Well, I don't know. My wife kind of like suppresses.
Oh,
me,
not at
but,
home. Okay, so that's why you started maybe this club.
There was a while where I was a little bit dormant, as I was still a member, but I did not participate in any meetings at all, and that was my club in Singapore. Although I've been in Hong Kong for 11 years, I've never ever taken part in Toastmasters in Hong Kong until the year 2018. 2018. Is it 18? No, 2019. There was a time where I decided to run for a district officer role. So I became the division director, and I also earned my distinguished Toastmaster title, which is the highest title in Toastmaster. Yeah, so I don't have to do that part. But even though you earn DTM, you can do it again and again and again. So I'm going for my second DTM, if that is what you would like to know. And also, yes, after doing this service role as a district division director, I may go for a higher leadership, which is the district director, or I would like to win at least the district contest in any of the categories. That means prepared speech, evaluation, or table topics. I would love to do that. Yes. So that's the next goal. So
Yeah.
I need to speak more.
Before you go, please connect. Oh, she's gone.
But thank you, Cohen, for your guidance today. It's very valuable to have such an experienced person, and you jump in and take lead and explain, because this is my third meeting, I think, and in the first one I was completely overwhelmed. I feel like
was it the physical meeting, that one?
Sorry,
Oh no, you attended another virtual meeting before. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, two virtual actually, and two real. Yeah. But it's like a total different world with total new words, and it's amazing how serious it's approached by you. So you have to relearn that world, and it was really great meeting today indeed. And I feel much more comfortable now. And I think that is indeed the best environment to learn.
Yes.
So
make mistakes,
thank you.
Move on again and again. We move on.
Yeah. So thank you for that, and thank you for Narish for introducing, and thank you for Eddie being so energetic and welcoming.
Yes, thank you. I learned too. You know. Okay. Shall we?
Yes. Let's go.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
See you guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Eddie, you want to stay back just a little bit?
Oh, yeah, sure. See you guys.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.